What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the B3 Podcast. I'm your host, Brett. I got Matt GPT and Tanner, the comeback kid. We have our show partners, Elite Nutrition. Check them out at EliteNutritionOmaha.com. Use code B3 at checkout for 10% off. Go to the store in Omaha or Lincoln, yell B3.
Get a free shaker.
And 10% off.
There you go. We just touched knees. How you doing?
Ooh. Not me and Tanner. We also have Rosewood Block. They make the best cutting boards and barbecue, fully customizable. Check them out at rosewoodblock.com. Use code B3 at checkout for 10% off. And go to D&D Beef and get some beef to put on the block. And it'll be great.
I just re-oiled my block. Nice.
That sounds hot.
Use code B3 for 10% off at dndbeef.com.
Are you reading off of like a script or anything?
No.
It's just coming right
That's
off
what
the
I
top.
thought too. That was
This is
pretty
the
good.
most charisma I've seen at this table.
Yeah. So
Well
this other
done.
guy is here talking.
It's all
We got-
downhill from here. Like that's the high point of the
Yeah.
intro.
He's been practicing so hard.
Yeah, I just sit here in a mirror.
Yeah.
You can do
For
this.
hours. You got this, Brett.
Got this.
So yeah, those other strange voices. We have the lightweight UFC knockout king, Drew Dober's here, and we have the GOAT, Ed Coan's here. It's the weekend of the Ed Coan Classic, now the Super Meet.
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Should be fun.
Yeah, come on. There we go.
So what should we talk about first? Should we talk about Drew?
Sure.
Don't you have a script?
No.
Exactly. What's
No, we
what's
just
next
free-
on your
we just
intro?
free-
That
this-
intro. You
That's
don't
why I
have a
said it's
script.
all downhill from there.
Yeah, we just free.
It's completely winged from here on out.
Yeah. We just
We've, like-
freeball it completely.
We wrote stuff down before, and it lasts about a minute and a half, and then Tanner starts talking, and it just goes to shit.
And then I lose my talking point because Tanner talked about a 500 million year old tribe that used to lift weights, and they had the greatest of all time.
Exactly. The Nephilim were
much.
great lifters.
So you're coming off surgery,
Yep,
so you're out for a bit.
I am. I'm just watching you try to come up with these questions.
And the surgery was what?
Oh yeah, I got hernias repaired. Went in for one and came out with two repaired. So now we're just walking around like Quasimodo for a while. This is the most movement that I've actually done in the last 7 days. So I prepared for this moment for you guys.
And have these hernias been an ongoing thing that you've had to overcome?
Well, yeah, no. Unfortunately, we had 2 fights in which I had to deal with this exclusively. So that's an issue, and it doesn't get any better. So like we had to get it repaired.
So you went through 2 fights with a hernia problem.
just babying, like it is holding my guts in pretty
Well,
much.
That's pretty badass then, I'd say.
That's why he knocks him out, so he doesn't have to go the full round.
Right, that's
so
actually
much.
where the most recent enthusiasm has came from. It was like, dude, I can't lift this guy up. I have to knock him out.
Right? Like, I can't go the full time here. Like,
He
it's
better
gotta
not
get done.
wrestle because we won't get up.
Now, how would that have been if it went to the ground? I mean, is that where your hernia bothered you the most?
I mean, if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, where like my cup sits, like in the fight, it was fine, right? Because like it was doing the counter
Oh, the
pressure.
cup did the pressure?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but like I don't wear cups when I train, and so training was the issue. And I was like, all right, we need to get this fixed. I was hitting mitts, and I had to like hurry up and go blow my nose. So I ran like blow my nose, went back to hitting mitts, and like I had a third arm coming out of my stomach.
Right.
I was like, oh, that's not good. And so I was like, all right, well, we got to figure out what this is and what do we got to do about it. And so, yeah, after the Michael Johnson fight, I mean, yeah, my guts were falling out. It's adorable, right?
Kind of push it back in.
Yeah.
You can put. Did you push him in with your finger?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could.
Yeah.
Is that was the Michael Johnson fight? Was that the one you tried to talk shit during the fight?
No, that was the Bobby Green one.
Oh, Bobby Green.
Yeah, that was a while ago. But I mean, he's looking hot right now too. So he said he wants to rematch me. So like that possibly could be, something. But
That was funny when you were doing your commentating on Instagram. You're like, so I tried to talk shit, and then I got
Yeah,
punched
that was a
in the
good
face.
video.
I'm just gonna. So I was talking to the UFC about it. The UFC went back to the fight and like found the moment. I was like, damn, I didn't realize it was that noticeable. I thought I was telling you. I didn't know you could show me. But yeah, I found out really quick. I can't talk as well as he can. But like, dude, so we were in the Apex. It was completely silent, and of course, I brought like my pregnant wife out to this fight. She had front row, and like fighting Bobby Green, who is loud and he will not stop talking. In the apex, there's no noise to drown it out. Like all we heard was just him talking the entire time. And I like look at the audience, be like, "Did you hear what you just said to me?" But like, yeah, we fought for 9 minutes and he did not stop talking once.
You should have said like just some super gay stuff back to him.
I tried to say something back and he said, "Shut up!" That punch in the mouth. So I'll keep my mouth shut.
I'm gonna take you down so hard.
I tried. Yeah. But once again, I'm just notorious for just getting beat up for our first round, and then I'll find a knockout in the second.
So do you think it makes
You can see it coming though.
What?
You can see it coming. You can see when like this, like almost every time you have a knockout, you're like, when you're watching it, you're like, "Yep, there it is. It's coming." Like there's something that switches in your brain. Like I gotta take him. I'm taking him out now.
And in all honesty, like everyone talks like, you know, I had like 3 losses in a row and they came out and I've knocked people out. Like, what are the adjustments we had to make? Is just finding out that I'm not coordinated enough to win in the first round. And like when I did, it was like out of luck, right? And so now me attempting to do it is how I'm getting beat up. So then I went back and watched all my like fantastic fights. I'm like, oh yeah, like I can't just be chasing the knockout. I have to let them come forward. And unfortunately, that means they have to fall in love with punching me in the mouth. So like I gotta get them encouraged. And then in the second round, I generally find them. So you look at my fights now. It's like, yeah, the first round, I'm just gonna have to get beat up a little bit, get him excited. And then, yeah, then
And then just drop a bomb.
yeah.
How many guys do you think get sucked in on the shit talking and then just get knocked out for getting sucked into it? Or you think at that level, it doesn't really bother them?
To be honest, and I'm like thinking like as of like recently, so we have like 2 guys in the UFC right now that are like trash talking galore. There's the Hokick heavyweight fighter who's just completely outrageous, and then Sean Strickland who just won the middleweight title. But I think with both these guys, like the camera turns on and they blow the smoke, and then the cage door closes and it's a completely different person. I don't think it's the same person talking that's like fighting.
Just for sell.
Yeah, just for sell, right? And I don't know if like they're gonna be honest about it, but so that's why I think that Bobby Green's the character because it's like one and the same. Where like most people like they run their mouths and they don't say anything during the fight, and I like that's the only way to do it. That's how you talk trash and fight well.
Yeah, Strickland's like weirdly, we were talking about, he's a weirdly impressive guy.
I don't think I would go with impressive. I mean, he wins, so that is impressive. But man, like I'm watching the middleweight title fight, and the dude is flat-footed, doesn't move, keeps like lifting his legs up and throwing. Like he looks like a woman trying to fight, you know. And then he just takes this guy's undefeated record, and it's really which comes like it adds to my theory that there's athletes and there's fighters and they're not the same. Like Sean Strickland's not an athlete; he's just a fighter and the best fighter in the world right now.
That fight was still better than the BMF fight on your card.
Yeah. I was blessed I didn't get to see that one.
Oh,
I was in the locker room getting stitched up, so I just heard the complaints.
Like they should have just took their belt and gave it to you.
Yeah.
That was bad. That was a terrible.
That's how I knew I was going to get a bonus. Because like as I was getting stitched up, I heard like the boos in the audience, and I was like, I'm about to get this bonus now.
How many bonuses have you gotten? Are you the most bonus lightweight?
No, I'm not. I mean, I wish, but I have 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a lot though for any single fighter, isn't it?
Yeah, it's significant. It's pretty cool. I have 5 performance bonuses and 5 fight of the night bonuses. So if I can't knock you out, it's going to be one hell of a time.
Yeah.
And then you lead by knockouts by 2 or 3.
Oh yeah, it's actually significant. It's 3 or 4.
And then everybody below you doesn't fight anymore. Like the closest ones, I think, don't fight anymore.
Right. And then I actually used ChatGPT to determine like, so if I was going to like do the BMF or like fight somebody that also has like a knockout record, who else would it be? And at welterweight and then at featherweight, the lead is like 7 knockouts and I have 11. So I was like, dang, like not even in my one weight class. Like I think all the other guys, there's like Matt Brown, who's legit, and then Derek Lewis. I think those are the only 2 guys that are ahead of me overall in knockouts.
And you used to train with Matt Brown.
Yeah.
The immortal.
Is Derek Lewis my balls hot guy?
Yep.
No, you can't fight him.
And he's going to keep knocking people out because I don't see him submitting anybody anytime soon. So
he is hilarious.
That's a record I'm not reaching.
That's the one guy I want to see what he says afterwards.
Oh yeah, he's on the card for the White House.
Yeah,
now.
you guys have you guys talked about the White House card? Like, what are your guys' views on it?
Like as far as the fights?
Just in general, like the production is outrageous. Like it's something new and crazy.
Oh yeah, I didn't expect anything less. Like I figured it'd be over the top.
It has to be.
Like, is it? I mean, I know as much information as you guys do. Is it an outdoor event?
Yeah, it's gonna be on the lawn.
Oh, dang!
They're going to have to make it outrageous because it's at the White House and Trump is involved.
Yeah.
So it's going to have to be over the top to get the hype that it needs because of where it's at.
Yeah, the security is going to be crazy.
Yeah, but the people that are going to be there are going to be the top of everywhere is going to be there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't going to be the for common folks
No.
to come and watch.
Which is why I didn't actually want to fight. Everyone kept asking me, like, do you want to fight on the White House card? I'm like, it'd be cool for prestige, but like the people I'm trying to fight for aren't invited. Like, they're not going to be there. Like, I'm kind of a Buffalo Wild Wings kind of, you know.
I was surprised Colby Covington wasn't on the card.
Yeah,
that was a surprise to me.
He's
That
a
he was.
POS, and even Trump knows it too.
But I mean, I know when you train with Justin Gaethje,
Yeah.
I hope Gaethje has a good fight. He's another guy that just like surprises me sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I think he rises himself.
Yeah.
Training with him is just outstanding because he hits really hard, but like I don't think like nobody registers how he does it. He just does it, and I think he even is confused as well because I get hit hard in positions, and I'm like, I don't think you should be able to do that. Like the last time I sparred him, I took him down, and after I finished the takedown, I postured to punch him, and punched me from bottom, and like rung my bell. And I'm like, there's no way you can just have that punching power off your back. And so he always has that like puncher's chance, but Topuria is a monster.
So you don't think it's going to go in Gaethje's favor?
No, I think it is. I think it was like this fight, like when it's happening is actually best for Gaethje. Right, if he caught like Topuria earlier, but like he's coming out of divorce, he's been kind of away. Like it's kind of one of those things. Like he had that momentum going when he knocked out Volk, Max Holloway, and Charles Oliveira, but then he ran into the marital problems, right? Where like took him away. It was like coming back from that, and so now Justin Gaethje's riding the momentum, and he's got to rebuild it. So I think now is like the best time for them to fight. And so I think it's going to be really exciting, and I'm very intrigued on if Topuria is going to live up to the giant hype he has now.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting card. It'll be fun to watch. But it's
Then they got the Derek Lewis and Hokick on there.
Trump's the one that wanted Derek
Just straight
Lewis
called up
on
Derek
it.
Lewis. I was like,
Yeah.
hey, can we get him on this card?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a fight fan.
Why not?
I mean, Drew was at the last fight when Trump came out.
It was Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was outrageous. And like you knew when he was leaving the building too, because like there was police officers just shutting everything down. Like literally everything had to pause so Trump could leave, and then traffic started again.
I don't know. I personally think it's cool whether no matter who the president is, they come out and do stuff like that. I think it's
Be
kinda
amongst
cool.
the people.
Yeah, I just think it's cool they come out. Like he goes to football games, goes to fights. I mean, he gave the UFC a lot of big breaks when they were first getting started, letting him fight at the Taj Mahal. And
He is the reason I had a job in 2020.
yeah, I mean, he was a push for all that. So, but I think the White House card will be cool. I think then we were talking about the fights this weekend, the Ronda Rousey and
Oh, the Netflix,
Gina Carano,
Net chicks.
Net
Yeah.
Chicks.
MVP Productions or promotions or whatever Jake Paul's deal is.
It's such a circus show.
I'm not a Jake Paul hater though.
No,
I'm not really a hater. Him and his brother are pretty
Good on him for
self-made.
doing what they've done,
Yeah, they're self-made.
They are 100%
Look at what they're
self-made.
making.
right?
And you know what? Like, they're athletes. I mean, they're not phonies. You know what I mean? Like, Logan in the WWE, that shit he does, is crazy, and he doesn't need to do it. That's what makes it more impressive. He has no need to do it. But
Netflix has been pretty good about doing these like big events, whether they're for the normal fight person, like no one really cares. I don't think like no one cared about Tyson fighting Paul.
well, that sucked anyway because it
Who
kept
else
timing
is on
out.
the card?
Nick Diaz or Nate.
Nate Diaz and Mike Perry.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got Francis Ngannou. So
I like Francis.
yeah.
Too bad he left the UFC.
Yeah.
Whatever happened there, I like Francis.
I think he was asking for a lot more
That's what.
money
Yeah,
than
that's
they're
what.
willing
I
to
think
pay.
that's what Dana White said.
And so he just walked.
He said he
Was-
was too hard to deal with.
Was it Ngannou that got knocked out twice in the same fight and ended up knocking the guy out? It's like,
No,
and I'm-
I know they're probably talking about Pat Barry versus Czech Congo.
oh, it's Czech Congo.
That's Czech
Yeah,
Congo.
Czech Congo gets knocked out twice, out cold, and then ends up knocking the guy out. Yeah.
Were we at that fight? Wasn't that the Derek Lewis and Ngannou fight where he made Derek Lewis look like a Pez dispenser?
Oh,
Was
that was
in
Alistair
Minneapolis?
Overeem.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made him look like a Pez
Yeah,
dispenser.
dude, he scraped his knuckles on the ground with that uppercut and just Pez
was that in Minnesota when we were up there?
I think so.
Was that
Awesome.
a juiced up Alistair Overeem?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Oh, that was definitely.
was
It wasn't the
best.
high school basketball player.
That guy
Alistair
was
Overeem.
Actually,
fucking
no.
yoked.
In his defense, I think he cycled off, and that's why he was not doing as well.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Those off cycles suck.
My vitamins.
It was so funny when he retired from like MMA or the UFC, and I was like, "So what are you gonna do next?" He's like, "I'm gonna go to kickboxing." I was, "Oh, that sounds great. Are you gonna, try the horse meat again?" And he goes, "Absolutely." And so like, yeah, he's like, "I'm retiring for this."
Isn't that what every Dutch guy is a kickboxer anyways?
Yeah, exactly. And so now he could just take whatever he wanted and then just kickbox. I was like, that sounds fun.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, I'm sorry, they didn't make bare knuckle untested.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, like their main sponsor is OnlyFans. I think they even encourage it. like I'm taking peptides like pussy.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Gotta measure that shit.
Dude, bare
in
knuckle
grams.
boxing, like, have you guys seen the live ones?
I've seen a couple of them here.
You've been to the live, dude, it's just so outrageous.
I know it's kind of shocking, but Sean Wilson's really been hitting it.
Dude, well, I just love they had like bare knuckle boxing Omaha, and I was like, dude, I know half the card. Like, this is awesome. I know these guys are great.
From Omaha Fight Club.
Yeah, dude, yeah. Because Omaha's really good at the bare knuckle boxing.
That's just a
Because you
regular
guys been
Saturday.
killing it. Houston Alexander's also killing it.
Right?
Yeah.
So bare knuckle boxing was made. for
Sarah
the Midwest.
McLeod, your old training partner,
That's it. Yeah.
she does it.
I'm trying to stay out of it. Like I literally told the UFC after my third loss, like, don't make me do bare knuckle boxing. Yeah, don't make me do it, guys.
Yeah, you can't even go to what's the one that just went that fell apart? That one that you fought down in Kansas City. Bellator. Bellator's gone now, so you can't even fall down to Bellator anymore.
I mean, that's actually disheartening because what other promotion other than the UFC is going on right now? I know the Netflix thing, but that's like a circus
Ronda
event.
Rousey is going to build it up for women. She's talked about it in the press conference that
Not going to happen.
No.
the UFC is just
Netflix
screwing
only
up.
does one big event. They don't. There's never going to be a promotion.
No, and I don't know what she's going to offer. Like we were talking about, Alicia, she was talking about Dana White. I'm like, what are you going to do?
I mean, like the fighters are probably getting paid more than they would in the UFC, but it's because it's a one and done scenario. Like there's no future in this.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I see Tyron Woodley's going to be on the
On the next
announcing or whatever the.
Oh, is he?
Or he's going to be like commentary.
Well, when you look at the UFC schedule now, it's like every week.
yeah,
Like it's literally whatever their is it Paramount?
Yeah, I just don't understand where these places get all this money.
But it's like 40 some events in a year.
like every
shit.
Saturday there's
Yeah,
UFC events.
that's what well, I mean, they paid $7 billion or something for it. Like, but that's way different than trying to do one event. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Netflix can have these one events. They just have to make money on one event. To try and do something 40 times in a year, yeah, you have to be a business person.
Yeah,
Well, I'm sure that whole partnering with like TKO because they own part of the WWE, and I mean that's the same shit they do every week, twice a week, just on the road, running constantly. Like, I
Have
can't
you
imagine
been to a
doing that.
WWE event?
I have
Yeah,
actually.
been to a couple of them. Mhm. I had some front rows at one of them.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, were you that guy?
I
Did you have your belt?
Did you have a fucking sign?
Did you have a
All
belt?
right, first of all, suck a dick. I got free tickets. I got free tickets for a buddy of mine.
Did you have a belt?
sign?
No, I didn't have a signer belt, but I
Fucking
almost got
loser.
taken out by Coan on TV because we were on the TV side that's where all the cameras are at. And I was like turning to talk to my buddy, like, dude, these are sweet seats. And Coan like smashed some dude like right in front of me. You can see me on TV like lean back to get out of the way.
And you probably look tiny compared to him.
Yeah,
like
and
these
the-
guys are massive.
And then Big E, that giant black dude who played for Iowa, he got thrown into the barricade in front of me, and I was like, but it
touch
did
him?
It didn't move. He came out. And we got pictures later on. He's a large human as well. But yeah, I about got fucking taken out. But yes, I've been to a couple of WWE events.
They're fun. But
Phenomenal
like
people
when you watch,
watching.
you see a bunch of like 40-year-old dudes walking around with like their championship belts. And like my 13-year-old now, he's like 11 or 12 when we went, but he was having a blast. But I was like, these fucking people, like they spent
it's like
some
going to a NASCAR
freaking
They're
race.
so
money.
beat up though. They got so many miles on them.
wrestlers?
The road is rough on those guys.
Oh yeah.
We started watching that Hulk Hogan documentary on Netflix. Man, him walking around on there, he's got that cane. He said he can't walk straight hardly. That's why he has to hold on to
He
it.
has back injuries.
Yeah, we watched that first episode so far, and he talks pretty highly of himself though about being the greatest ever because he picked up Andre the Giant. He's like, no one ever did that.
Yeah, okay.
I watched the first 2 episodes. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
I
watched
just
the second
didn't
one.
realize how big he was.
Or maybe I
I
did
was
start
having in my
watching the
mind
second
like
one.
Hulk Hogan wasn't that big, you know. But I think it was because he was like standing next to a bunch of 7 foot tall people.
He's like 6'6" or something, right?
Yeah, he's like,
like
I think
the-
he's like 6'5", 6'6".
The Undertaker, like the Big Show, like these guys are massive.
Yeah.
They're just massive human beings.
Yeah, there's no real big guys like that anymore wrestling, especially that move the way that they did.
I don't know. How big's Roman Reigns? Is he big?
No,
No.
not like that.
Yeah, and just like the crazy shit they would do. Like remember the Undertaker used to walk on the ropes and walk across.
Who was Mankind? What was his name?
Mick Foley?
Mick Foley.
Yeah.
He was the
That-
most outrageous. How big is that guy?
Not very, but he was like did not have any fear.
Dude,
in his
didn't he
life.
like just get like he would go on like tacks and
Yeah,
grass
those
and like
same
he cut
time,
open?
yes.
And,
Yeah, he did that. Was
Crazy.
that overseas? He did that wrestling over there. Where's that? But that was
Japan?
Yeah, Japan. Yeah.
Yeah, Japan was big.
It had like barbed wire around the ring.
One of my friends, Doug Furnace, used to be in Japan all the time.
For
Well,
instance.
isn't Japan like it's not as scripted though? Like
no,
they actually
no, they hit harder.
yeah they like actually
Yeah.
fight each other with a direction in mind.
When Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas fought at the Tokyo Dome, there was like 28,000 people there. The next week, the wrestlers came in and there was 65,000 people there. Yeah,
Jesus.
But yeah, they had like barbed wire instead of rope.
it's
around
crazy.
The ring.
Ugh.
Yeah, I heard they actually scrap.
Yeah,
and
they
then
hit
it's like,
hard.
yeah, you guys are gonna beat each other up, but he's gonna win, right? And so like there's
Yeah,
a
so however you
direction,
get
but they
there.
just
Yeah,
Yeah, but Mankind, he had that shirt. It said like wrestling's fake, and then on the back it listed all of his injuries, and like the whole back was just like covered. Like when the Undertaker threw him through the Hell in the Cell, and he went through the ring at the same time.
which I understand.
Those are all self-imposed injuries.
Yeah, he did whatever it took to sell the show.
Yeah,
I mean,
what
he's
like
still alive.
didn't he have like other characters like human
Dude
like,
Love and Mankind.
Yeah, he
and
just
then
like play different.
Cactus Jack.
Yeah,
yes, that was a good one.
I think it's hilarious that like he could just flip it and like the fans don't care.
No,
like,
they don't.
all right, yep, Cactus Jack, we'll just do that one then.
Yeah, he would do it like mid match, just like turn into somebody else, like he had a split personality.
I was at a gym in Georgia once. It was a hole in the wall gym, perfect. And I had a bloody nose as I did a deadlift workout. And Mick Foley worked out there too. And they said, no, we're not going to clean this up. I want you to sign above it in chalk to Mick Foley so we could show it to him when he comes in.
You're not the only one.
Yeah.
But he used to hang out with the Steiners though.
Yeah. Scott and Rob.
Yeah,
They were all American wrestlers from Michigan.
and then Ric Flair gave you his powerlifting numbers.
Oh, yeah.
How was it?
Not bad because a lot of those old Minnesota guys were all lifters back in the old days. Mm-hmm. So we were at like the Hyatt O'Hare after matches at the bar, of course. Flair walked by me and goes, Eddie Coan, 1670 total, 1972. Woo! So I came back and at the time I go, 2370 total, 1992. But all those guys were always pretty cool.
How long did he have to like calculate that and prepare it to like bring it to you? I just picture like him just like practicing in the back before he like presents it.
He saw me earlier because I was in the back with him in the locker room with all those guys. And so I know he had been thinking about it. If I did show up, what would he say?
Yeah.
He had his phone out for sure, just like, all right, we're doing it now.
Yeah,
Or
they were
he's not-
great. They were great.
I spent more on spilt liquor than you make in a year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, those guys knew not to mess with Rick because, I mean, they're all pranksters. They're always really getting one over on each other. And they knew he would always spend money to get him back if he had to.
So speaking of wrestlers, who is the top guy that is getting in trouble now for a lot of disastrous stuff? The like the director, not
We're talking about Vince.
Vince McMahon?
Vince McMahon. Yeah.
Oh,
He was kind of in and out. He got like a bunch of sexual assault stuff.
yeah. Who knows how much, what was done behind closed doors to make it all disappear, kind of.
Yeah.
And then he bought AEW or something, didn't he? Didn't he buy one of
Has
the
there
other
been
ones?
like a documentary?
Yeah, Mr. McMahon, I think
Yeah.
it's called.
Yeah.
Well, then even like his daughter, they all quit part of wrestling. Then as soon as he kind of got tossed, they all came back. Shocker.
Did you meet him?
I
Did he
met
give
him
you
be-
his numbers?
Not his digits. I don't want to get shit on.
Or do you want to get the fully juiced up McMahon?
Yeah, he was jacked in the old days.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, fuck.
During the Attitude Era?
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
jacked.
Yeah.
He found all
Well,
the
he's
good
tried
drugs.
to do professional bodybuilding, or is he tried to have a new bodybuilding company and run the promotions for that? And that didn't go over well. But that's when I met him, where he would show up at the Mr. Olympia.
I mean,
Yeah, Prime McMahon was yoked.
Yeah.
He was-
yeah,
He's
he was
still
on-
pretty big.
He was on the cover of Muscle and Fitness, I think, at one point.
Yep.
Dude, this is where you got to do like that Joe Rogan thing. It's like, all right, look up here. We're gonna bring it up because I need to see
Yeah.
jacked McMahon right now. You should pull it up.
God,
I
he
don't even
was
know
in
how to
shape.
do it on it. When he did, he was on Muscle and Fitness. That was probably about the same time that weren't you in Muscle and Fitness? Mm-hmm. So the first time I met Ed, we're in Ohio and we're coming back on the flight, and he's like, "Hey, when you get a chance, go look at the new Muscle and Fitness." And it has the top bodybuilders, top powerlifters, and I go, "Oh yeah." I go, "Where?" He goes, "Number 1." And then we just get off the plane.
Like who was the best in their sport? And back then, it was Randy Couture was the top back then as far as what the people
MMA.
voted.
Yeah.
And Arnold, of course, was the bodybuilder. I was the power lifter. I don't know who else was it.
But he goes, "When you get a chance, go look."
Well, did you post it or did Eddie post it? Eddie just said you were the best. Eddie Hall on an Instagram thing.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. Especially sounds better in his British accent.
It does.
Ah, fella.
I mean, he does have a little credibility behind him.
Yeah, he died
Kinda strong
deadlifting one time.
himself. Yeah,
Oh shit.
probably more than that. He's probably had multiple heart attacks.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't know it. Because Eddie Hall was 6'3", 430 plus.
Yeah.
Dang.
Now, he leaned out, but then he looked like he was gaining weight again. Wasn't he going to come back to strongman?
That's what everyone said, but there's really no way because he wouldn't live. Because Eddie's walking around weight with abs is 350 something.
Yeah.
So there's big people don't live that long.
That guy changes weight. Like you can just see him from like a post to another post, and it looks like he's fluctuated 50 pounds.
Yeah, because he lost all that weight when him and Thor boxed, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause he
Thor
was
lost too
leaning
much
out.
weight, but he lost a lot of weight. And those guys got robbed. The promoter, they were supposed to be in the 7 figures, didn't get paid anything.
Oh no
Yeah.
shit.
They didn't get paid at all.
I don't believe they got paid at all.
How's that working? Somebody didn't get executed on that deal.
Mm-hmm.
Saudi money.
Big companies, a ghost, they just disappear really.
That's a lot of money to not give
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah.
It's not like,
Yeah.
hey, we're going to give you like $50 to fight in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
The old bum fights.
Yeah, the old bum
Yeah,
fights. here.
that's one of the reasons that Brian never did any of that. Because they talked about him and Eddie, I think, fighting in the ring.
But Brian's been doing arm wrestling.
Yeah,
Dude, he's
because he
really
knows.
good at arm wrestling.
Oh, he'd be.
He's getting better.
I mean, he's technically getting a lot better.
Well, if you hook up with Brian and you go to move him, nothing moves at all. You're like, oh no, I'd run away right away. No thanks. Know what you can win at, know what you can't.
Yeah, know what you know and know what you don't know.
Yes.
Well,
Words to live by.
Brian's always technically good at everything. So if he wants to do something,
He
he's
tries.
Learn
He's
how to do it.
very competitive, so he wants to be the best he can be.
Yeah.
And like I said, we were talking earlier, he's probably the strongest human to live. In our lifetime, anyway.
All around, he was a bad fucking dude.
Well, and he can move.
Yeah, I mean, that's the real, I think when you get to the real dominant strongmen, the guys who can move.
If you want to watch something impressive, watch him throw freaking kegs. Like, because that takes a lot of athletic ability to.
Oh, keg. I thought you said cake, and I was like, what?
He slung a bunch of cakes. Look at those chins.
I was like, I like cake.
Look at those chins.
Yeah.
But yeah, watch that guy throw kegs, man. It is impressive. And like, no one's even close to him. Like,
Well, he's a pretty good basketball player, right?
He used to be a basketball player, and Thor was too when they were both younger and thin. Brian went to Colorado, and a couple years ago at the Olympia, Brian had rented a big house, and we all went there afterwards for a bunch of podcasts. And him and Thor were shooting basketball on the
Yeah.
basketball court that they had.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty neat.
Now I'm intrigued. How was the boxing match that they didn't get paid for?
It was not that good. Eddie got his butt kicked. Thor was way better.
Oh, really?
Well, Thor's
Yeah.
like a foot and a half taller than he is.
Yeah, I think Eddie just wasn't conditioned.
Yeah, I think Eddie's best chance would have been to just go at him and attack him and try to knock him out.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have the skill, as much skill.
Eddie knocked him down a couple times early.
It wasn't really.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really call it knockdowns or something. But
Eddie was just loaded the whole time.
they're both big, huge monsters that aren't real fighters. So they're going to both gas out early because
Yeah.
they both still weigh 300 something pounds. So it's not going to be really a fight. It's just going to be.
I think it's just disrespectful that they did 3-minute rounds. Remember the back the tough man competitions where it was like 1 minute round, 3 minutes off, right? I'll catch you the next round.
Oxygen in there.
Yeah, they should definitely just have
Should
done
have had like a
that.
Clydesdale division or something.
So disrespectful.
That would have been way better.
Yeah.
Just get him
30
over
seconds on, and you get a 90 seconds on that stool.
Yeah, and straight oxygen coming in.
But then you saw Eddie got in better shape and learned a little bit before he fought Pujanowski in the ring.
Yep.
And he just ran out there and hip tossed him and threw him across the ring, jumped on him and just hammer fisted him till it was over.
Which is crazy because Pujanowski's been doing MMA fights,
Yeah, but
right?
he's been doing it for a long time. I think Pujanowski used to do some kickboxing before he did strongman. And then when strongman ended, he went back to fighting because people were paying him. Mm-hmm. So he kept doing it.
Eddie tossed his ass though, like just picked him up like he was a rag doll.
Yeah, he just did what the only way Eddie could survive and last was to get it over as soon as possible, or else they'd gas out.
Did you see Larry Wheels get his ass kicked the other day?
Was that when he was like talking to somebody's girlfriend or something like that?
No.
No, he hit the guy. He hit the other guy.
Oh, he hit that guy. Yeah, because that guy said something about a girl.
Yeah.
No, he was grappling with a couple like really light. I don't know if they're UFC guys or MMA guys, and this little dude picks him up, spins him around, throws him down, and taps him.
Yeah, Larry Wheels just does a bunch of
Not
dumb
really a
shit to get hurt.
surprise.
Yeah.
He always does dumb shit to get hurt.
He was super pissed though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Thor
Doesn't
had like a
surprise
demo. He wrestled or grappled with Gordon Ryan.
Yeah.
And Gordon Ryan just climbed all
He
over
just
him. And
played with him. I mean, Poirier was with Brian Shaw,
Oh, I saw that.
and they did a good job. And he ended up climbing on him and choking. But Brian said we both said that all I had to do was jump up in the air and land on him, and he would have been in trouble. He would have hurt. But yeah, it's like, what do you?
But then you also had Poirier said it was like, yeah, but then we put him on top, and it was like, I wouldn't be able to move at all.
Yeah.
Like I was like, we would have just had lived down here.
oh, this
A
is
guy
gonna be hard.
that big, like you can get on his back or you end up on bottom. Either way, like it's gonna be outrageous.
I'm running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're not fast, so
I don't have to be that fast.
Just move in circles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
totally.
tire him out.
Yeah, real fast.
I'm trying to think of the strong man that did like the 3 versus 1 and like
It was Eddie Hall.
Eddie
Hall.
Was that Eddie?
That was Eddie Hall.
Where he just straight like
Did those
power
two-
bomb
yeah.
that little dude.
And then that little guy comes at him and he destroys him.
He just clubs him.
Who was the cat that you knew in Colorado? The strongman guy?
Brian Shaw.
Brian Shaw. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he was like preparing for some sort of MMA event.
Yes, he was at one time.
Was he?
Yeah.
Did he end up doing it?
No, I think he was going to do it with Eddie Hall.
Okay.
So it just never materialized.
instead they just went to eating challenges. Like the hot
Sounds
chip. They
way
did that
better.
one chip challenge.
Yeah, that's better for everyone.
Yeah.
The Heart Attack Grill in Vegas where they got spanked or something if they didn't finish.
I watched Eddie Hall do the Eddie Eats America series, and he did not do well on most of those eating challenges.
What did he fail on? The quantity or like?
Yeah, most of it. He
spice
just
or-
failed on the quantity.
That's depressing.
Yeah, you should be able to eat when you're that big.
He was at some guy's food stand, and I can't remember what he was eating. And Eddie takes a bite, and then he just like dips it into the guy's like butter thing, the melted butter, and the guy's like, "Okay, I'll just make a new batch of that." 'Cause, like, that was the one he would like scoop out of, and I put it in, and then he just like dunked whatever he was eating in there, just kept eating. But yeah, he didn't do great on it, but that was all right though.
So do you have a fight lined up yet?
Now we're looking at possibly like September. So I'm focusing on the healing side of things, enjoying my summer, and then I got to get back into.
How long does it take you to get in shape? Because you've never really been out of shape.
Yeah, I mean, in shape and prepared for a fight or two,
Yeah,
or
okay,
different
yeah.
things. Because also the weight cutting, like that's the significant part. So like
Mm-hmm.
I can be in shape, but nowhere near my weight class, right? So that takes about 8 weeks. So I've actually gotten better in my older age.
Mm-hmm.
So now I've been able to take fights at like 6 weeks out. But I think overall, like it's about 6 to 8 weeks to prepare, and then 6 to 8 weeks to recover. So like one fight is like 4 months.
So when you prepare, you have a basic part of training that you always do, and then is there a part that you prepare for that opponent and how you see how he fights?
Yeah. So analytically, the way we have it down is so in the off season, I can work like out of camp moves, like the things that you wouldn't typically like be proficient at. And I can work on that stuff. As we get closer to like accepting a fight, then I work only my go-tos, like my number ones and number twos only, right? And that's going to continue until the fight. The only thing that really changes is like, all right, so I'm fighting this dude, he likes the wrestling or, you know, this technique and stuff like that. So I'll prioritize certain movements, but I'm only working on my like number ones and number twos. So it's just like dress
The ones that you
rehearsal
know
every day.
work all the time.
Yeah, it's just like meat and potatoes, just every day, you know. And then after the fight, you get to do the fun stuff, you know, and actually like start bringing in some new things. But yeah, so as soon as you get a fight scheduled, it's just Groundhog Day immediately. Just eating, sleeping, and training, all of it's like everything looks the same.
Are there certain things that you have an inherent weakness to that you always train?
Yeah.
Or have to always try to
As Brett knows, it's probably my wrestling, right? Like it's the thing is like there's a feel to it, and I'm sure like in every sport, like you go into a zone and you feel, right? Wrestling has been one of those things like I have a hard time just like, you know, naturally like feeling it. Like you go with these world-class grapplers and it's like they don't feel strong at all until they have to be, right? And then they just like launch you or, you know.
It's a different kind of strength.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know what they're feeling. Like, when did you turn that on and why? You know, and I'm in there, they're like super flexed all the time or I don't know what I'm doing. You know? And so wrestling's always been the thing where like I constantly have to train just so I can work on those triggers. Like if he does this, I do this. If he does this, I do this. And it's like understanding the when to do things is kind of like what separates the good for the greats. It's like, you know, a jab, a takedown, a bench press is like, it all is going to look the same, right? But what is the difference between the greats and the goods is like how well they do it in that very moment. And so like, you just got to train the when, which is the difficult part.
So is it just not natural for you? Because I mean, obviously punching people is natural for you.
Yeah, so in comparison to like kickboxing, like I felt it right away. It was just one of those things where like, you know, you give me the tool and I make it work, and it's just like very natural. Where wrestling, it's like it feels like it's like geometry or like advanced algebra. Or I'm like, man, I've been staring at this question for a long time. Like I can't figure it out, you know. So wrestling's always been the difficult. And I've talked to other fighters where it's like polar opposite. Like they didn't know how to like find the rhythm in striking. They're like, wrestling, I'm good. I'm like, yeah. So
Brett, now is on video you put in Islam saying send him to Gagistan for 2-3 years with no problem.
Hey, but you know, to his credit, they told Islam not to try to stand with him.
Really? Nice.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
I don't
that was
think I'm
good.
allowed. I can't grow facial hair. Like, I don't think I was just barred from the country. Like,
But yeah, that was what Khabib told him. You don't stand with him.
yeah.
So
I took
Very
the
cool.
champ 3 rounds. It's not too bad. But
No.
dudes. I mean, at that time, nobody knew. So like, I lost the fight. And I'm like, oh, that sucks. But now he's like pound for pound greatest of all time. It's like, you should have told me that before.
I would have tried harder.
Why did you
Yeah.
tell me you were so good? Yeah.
But like after fighting him, like you could feel it. Like, yeah, like, after fighting him, I was like, I would never bet against him now. Because I was like, dude, he is so proficient. And like, that was what like I saw immediately. Like, I think other fighters, like they scrap it out, right? And it's like, they want to like find the will to win and like, you know, stuff like that. When fighting him, he was bored. And like everything was predictable. Like he just knew exactly how to do things, and he like seemed bored. And I'm like, dude, this guy's not even fighting. Like I don't know what this is. Like I'm fighting, and he's just kind of like just putting me
Like,
exactly
oh,
where
this
he wants
is
me.
cute. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop
He's like,
it.
oh, there's the submission. All right, next. I was like, this motherfucker. So yeah. So after that, like, yeah, I was now seeing him on his win streak and whatever. I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because I don't think I could ever. Because like honestly,
So you felt something just completely different with him.
yeah. The best way to describe it is like,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like a wow.
yeah, it was like he just wasn't strong. He wasn't athletic. He wasn't trying to do anything crazy or cool. Like he was barely out of breath, and he just did the same things he did every round. And then I obviously lost 2 rounds. Going into the third, my coaches were like, all right, well, you can just make it up at this point. Just figure it out. And so I was like, yeah, because he's not going to change. He's just doing the thing that those Russians do day in and day out. And I was like, man, it's so impressive. And it opened my eyes to, being in Nebraska, like, talk shit, get hit. Like we just gonna scrap it up when we're there. It's like, nah, people
Just stays on his game plan the same thing.
Yeah, like he's not improvising anything. Like it's all according to his plan. It was nuts.
And now over the years, you've kind of changed your mental approach, like coming in, like your aspect coming into the fights.
Yeah, that actually needed a lot of work. But I don't know. Actually, the improvement was going back to kind of what you had to deal with. Is just that young kid living in his car, just having fun, just throwing hands. And I think in the UFC, like the idea of providing and being a family man and then working towards the career just wound me up. And I found out that wasn't what was like creating my victories. And so like we had to like unravel it and just go back to like, hey, I might have to like live in my car again. Like who cares? But like it's the fun aspect that I kind of lost somewhere in the UFC, and we brought it back and we just could run it every time, one at a time.
Became a job.
Is there a point in your mind that you know when you'll say this isn't as fun anymore?
Well, so yeah, to answer, reverse that question. The moment it's no longer fun is when I'll hang it up.
Yeah.
But as of right now,
You can still get better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all of it for me. When I knew I couldn't get better anymore, it wasn't going to be fun.
Yeah.
So now did your mental approach to stuff change as you got older in the sport, or was it just kind of always the same?
No, it was always the same because I knew I could get better. Until I couldn't get better, then I didn't do it anymore. If I couldn't be myself and do at that level, why do I want to be less?
Now, did you have like going into a meet? Did you have like certain like ritualistic things you would do? Like I always like laid my singlet out the night before, or I did this, or do you have anything like that? Like you,
Not quite.
like
no.
any kind of superstitious stuff like that? Like
No, I was.
like you see old things like Deion Sanders used to lay his whole uniform out,
No,
like on
I'm-
the floor and before he'd go out.
My training in my mind dictated how my competition was going to go. So when training went well, because that's what I made it do, I knew the competition would go well. So there was no variable left. It was just, okay, warm up and go out there and do what you do. You had the confidence because you didn't miss in training.
But you weren't like that guy, like don't talk to me in the warm up room, like I'm just like in the zone, or like
No,
did
I
you-
was babbling my ass off, but then all of a sudden everything goes,
just tunnel vision.
yeah. You turn it on.
Towards the end, did you see like a decline in like your numbers?
Yes.
And was that like the significant reason why?
Yeah, I felt my first hip going, and it started getting more painful. So I knew that I couldn't get better anymore. So I was like, nope, this is it. You know, I had blown out my knee, which you can watch that video. It's
pretty good.
kind of
one.
nice. Yeah. And
See, this is where we got to bring it up,
Yeah.
but
I
no,
know.
I guess not.
and
Next year.
I only came back to that from that to prove that I could, and I did. And then I was like, okay, that's good.
Okay. But then you saw like after coming back from that, you're like, it's just not the same.
It wasn't the same because I knew I couldn't get better. So then my mindset changed right away.
Yeah. Because then it's not as fun.
Yeah,
'cause
then
you're like,
the killer instinct is gone right away. It couldn't be me.
right.
That version of me that I liked.
And winning a meet wasn't what you were trying to do.
Oh, no, I could care less about
Yeah.
that. I did everything to get better. If you get better a whole bunch of times, you're pretty damn good. And you get to last long because when you take your time, you've worked on a bigger, stronger base the whole time. So you have less weaknesses by the time you're the best.
Yeah. I've heard you mention that to a lot of people over the years, whether seminars or just in conversation, like, oh, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And you're like, try it. Like, run it through. You've got time.
We talked about this earlier. The style of training you do has to match your brain, or else it doesn't work. If your brain accepts it, then it will allow you to train whichever way it wants you to. So, like, whether it's like West Side or my style, or like we said, velocity-based training or anything like that, there's been champions that have trained so differently in so many different sports, and they've all become champions. So if they train differently, what's the difference? It's the mindset. How they train has to match how you're wired, or else it won't work. If your brain doesn't accept it, it's not going to allow your body to do it the same way.
Yeah.
You won't enjoy it.
Yep.
I think that's
I love this, and I want to add to this. So after my last loss, I had to talk to my coaches about like if we're going to do this, and if we are going to do this, what are we going to do differently? And I brought up like the bringing back that mentality, right? And so then I brought back the mentality. I was having fun in the gym again, and it worked successfully. So my last camp against Michael Johnson, like we knew like, all right, this is where I was going to be mentally. And my coaches immediately stopped me. They're like, all right, and now we're going to rewrite your schedule to support that, because you got to train the way you're bringing in mentally. And the smart ass was like, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 37. Like, all right, you're going to start training like that. I'm like, I hate you guys. So they pulled out like all the extra fluff in my schedule. And like, this is what you're going to do. It's not going to seem like a lot, but I need you to have fun and every single time you're doing it. Right. And so they pulled out a lot of my training, and it was actually the best I've ever felt. And because I felt good, I actually found the fun more often. And so I was out there doing like the meat and potatoes, like the hard work, but it wasn't like I wasn't exhausting myself.
Perfecting it even better.
It was like that body and mind are like, this is where I want to be, and I feel it, and I'm improving because of it.
Yeah.
And so now like I felt so good in my last fight, and it's solely based upon what you just said, which is like you got to train the way you think.
It's the only way it works.
Are you the old man in the division?
Actually, no. Surprising enough. You know Michael Chandler is like 41?
I did not know Michael Jordan.
Oh.
was 41.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, it was the big criticism of like Paddy Pimblett's career, because he hasn't fought anyone under 35. I mean, Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje, like we're all in our late 30s. So I personally think it's just because like the modern science is keeping athletes around longer, because like I'm not seeing any sort of degrade in athleticism at 37. And so I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to keep doing it. And like just this weekend, Jim Miller just won his like 41st fight in the UFC at 42 years old. Like,
But that longevity is impressive.
yeah. But also too, it's like what I just said earlier, is like there's athletes and there's fighters. Like we don't have to be athletes. Like, we can just be idiots and then throw hands. Like, and like, so you can do that in your 40s.
Yeah.
Now, when you were talking about kind of where your training matches your mind, and you know, you're talking about that, but do you think? I think there's people, in my opinion, you can tell me, that some people will take the easier way. You know what I mean? Like maybe they should, like as far as like powerlifting, maybe they like, I like to do, you know, I want to do a conjugate or a West Side style program, but they should probably do something linear to build their base. Do you know what I mean? But do you think
they usually don't become very good then.
That's what I'm saying. So that's how do you get that person to realize like, hey, you need to start here, because
They have to try it.
it's
You've
hard
got
'cause I
enough
think
time. You got the rest of your life. So if you try something, you don't like it, then you try something else. But you have to be honest with yourself. Like you have to do is write stuff down on paper.
Yeah.
And it shows up. It shows up right away.
that's what I think. Like you have to be honest with what you're bad at.
Look, yeah. If you don't miss in training and your lists are going up, then it's a success. If you keep missing, it's not. It's pretty simple.
Yeah. So it's just being
If you
honest with
lose the
yourself.
bites the way you're training, you got to change something.
And some people won't. We've known, you know,
Yeah.
there's fighters we've talked about that like,
Oh,
I
well.
still train with my old crew, you know, but yeah, you lose all the time.
Yeah, there
you
you
should
go.
find different people to train with. Like,
Yeah.
and I think, like you said, like the wrestling part, like, you know, it's not your strong suit and it might not be your favorite thing to do, but you know that you have to do it. And I think that's where you see a lot of, no matter what you compete in. Well, I just like to do the fun stuff.
Yeah.
I just want to like stand and bang and
Yeah,
then,
but
you know,
if
hopefully
you,
we'll go to the ground.
If you get better at the basics, like they say, the basics never go out of style. Never, ever. The better you become at the basics, the more it opens up everything else.
Well, that's what Drew was just saying. He hammers his 1-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it allows everything else to happen.
Well, I think what he's saying is one of my favorite quotes, which is freedom. Right? So in other words, if you're not doing the basics, you're not doing the discipline, right? You can't have freedom or creativity, right? So where my mind wants to like have fun and stuff like that, it's not going to come from nowhere. It comes from diligence, discipline, and showing up every day with my fundamentals. Now after that, I can then outperform
you've earned that,
mentally, right?
Yeah.
But like when we're starting in the beginning, like if you're, you know, a Midwest Nebraska fighter who just likes throwing some hands, you know, like you're going to have to build upon discipline and fundamentals first and then go back to it. And I think that's kind of what I ended up doing full circle in. But yeah, no, I agree. Like fundamentals are key always in the beginning. And then once you've gotten that, then you can start running amok mentally.
It was never hard either. Training was never hard. It's what I loved. So no matter how many times I got a bloody nose or pulled a muscle or shit in my pants squatting, no matter what happened, my tail wagged the whole fucking time because that's what I love to do. So how is it a chore to go in the gym and train when that's what I love. That was everything to me. It wasn't like I was obsessed with it. No, it's what I really, really like to do. I didn't miss out on going outside and partying or doing anything. I didn't like that. I liked what I was doing. So why not?
We were talking about the Carano Rousey fight, and I think Ronda was, when we talked about it when we were driving earlier, she was the prime example of, she had what she was really good at, but she didn't get better at what she was bad at. And that's where then everybody started catching up to her and like, oh, well, I can defend your takedowns, and then I'm going to punch you in the mouth because I know you can't hit me back.
Well, if you don't change, your biggest strength can be your biggest weakness if everything catches up.
Yeah, and all those people caught up to her.
Yeah.
And I remember even when before she fought that Amanda Nunes fight we went to, and I had messaged you, and I was like, dude, she's like in pretty good shape, and like she's only been working the bag, and he's like, yeah, the bag doesn't hit back. Like anybody can look good in the bag. And he was right. Then she got just fucking
yeah.
beat
When
up.
you're under that pressure, there's certain things that you can't pull off that you can pull off in just throwing hands in a gym.
Yeah. It's really, I mean, doing what is fun and you like to do, but also fixing what you're bad at if you want to be great.
Yeah, you have to be humble. If you want to get better, you just get better. It really is that simple. If you want to get better, be honest with yourself. Say, where am I weak at? What do I know will help me? For me, like in the off season, I did a different version of a power squat, a different version of a bench, a different version of the deadlift that I knew would transfer over, but I was really, really weak at. So in the off season, I worried about the purity of a movement that I wasn't good at. So because my ego was taken out of it because I knew I was weaker at that exercise.
That's kind of where you kind of talk about training your out of camp stuff that, not your bread and butter.
Yeah, it's not the thing I'm actually going to use in the cage, but I needed it in my back pocket at one point. Yeah.
But all that stuff makes you better as a whole. Mm-hmm. It brings all the other pieces together. Now my strengths, everyone has an inherent strength in every sport and an inherent weakness. It doesn't really go away. The thing is, if your strength gets so high that gap becomes so big and you don't bring up those weaknesses at all, that's when you have a problem.
Mm-hmm. Which actually I had this conversation with my coach the other day. So the middleweight title of the UFC was just fought between Sean Strickland and Khamzat. Mm-hmm. Khamzat being a phenom, undefeated Chechnya wrestler. Just
and I didn't see that part.
Dislocating people's teeth and stuff like that. And he fought Sean Strickland, which he's a scrapper, but athletically he doesn't look great, right? Well, the undefeated Chechnya guy just came out in the first round as expected, and after that, just downhill. It was pulling guard and this and that. Came back again decently in the fifth round, but he ended up losing the fight, right? And so we were talking about the why, because he's dislocating people's teeth, mm-hmm. getting every takedown he ever shoots for. The guy was a monster in this fight. He wasn't quite. And I was like, well, it begs to ask the question, how much winning is he doing inside in the gym, right? Because if you're manhandling your partners, or if you're picking up lifts easily,
the wrong partner,
and you're not doing anything that discourages you or challenges you, the moment you run into somebody that will challenge you, you have zero experience.
Your shit don't work anymore.
Exactly. You're like, oh, what do I do now? And you kind of saw it when he was on his back for the first time. You can just tell that it's when was the last time you were on your back in the training room? Because he looked lost. And so I think it comes to your point where it's the reason you got to work on the bad stuff, because you have to increase your tolerance of stress. You have to run into obstacles mm-hmm. all the time, so that you know that I'm okay with an obstacle, right? But I don't plan on running into it in this fight, but I'm okay with it.
Right. I used to say it was more like a suit of armor. Wherever you hit, there was strength and muscle. And for you, it would be strength, muscle, talent to be able to move at whatever position you're put in. You have to have the ability to get out of that.
Yeah,
and it's the same thing. That would be a weakness.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. What's that old saying? If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you, or whatever that was. But it's you gotta. It's just the stressor.
If you're going to be the best, usually the guys that are the best challenge themselves all the time. Mm-hmm. They make it that way, but it's a systematic change. It's planned the whole time. There's nothing like I'm going to go in the gym and just have fun, and I'm gonna sweat and puke, and But if there's no format to it, you will never ever get there.
Yeah, and like you were saying, you have to have it challenge you or stress you. And like yours would be like maybe different sparring partners, you know what I mean? And like with you, just heavier weights, you know what I mean? If you don't put some kind of stressor.
Heavy weights are different exercises that fill in the blank.
Yeah, if you don't put a
Didn't
different
you
stressor,
switch-
it's not going to change.
Weren't you like narrow? Didn't you narrow squat in off season?
Yeah, high bar, narrow stance, completely different because I knew my quads were weak.
Yeah.
Well, it brings me to like one of my favorite stories I tell of you. So we were like,
There we were.
yeah,
butt
there we
naked.
were.
Pants off, dance
Hands
off.
off. We kept our shirts on because we were
Yeah.
appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, weird.
But we were squatting, and he put a band at the top of the bar, right? So the top, and then it's pulling up. And the entire time, I'm like, isn't this counterproductive here? Like, am I trying to get stronger? He goes like, no, we got it. So we finished the full set, and then we started racking. And I was like, all right, so tell me, why are we doing these bands up here? And he's all right. When you unrack it, and you probably know, right? You feel the weight of like the excessive weight of like the bar bending, all that stuff, and then they start going into your squat. It alleviates that weight, and so like you can finish the squat, but you still felt the load in the beginning,
And then
right?
you feel it more at the top again.
Yeah. And we do it in martial arts too, if given the chance. It's like we have to experience the losing aspect of like you have to feel like what it's like to get your ass handed to you, right? In a safe manner in which you're going to be able to finish your squat, you're going to finish your training, everything's going to be good.
But what did you learn?
Yeah, but if you don't see the ass whoopings, then it's like when it happens to you, because it will, like
Yeah.
you need to be able to handle that.
And it's like when I tell any of the lifters I work with, you know, and like I learned that from you too. Like when you stand up to squat with that weight, you need to treat it like it's the heaviest weight, because if you go to pick up a weight and you're not tight in it, you come out, and if I ever see a lifter come out,
You're
I'm like,
done.
this is done.
You're already done.
You should be so tight. You stand up
90%
and
of
that weight
every
just
lift
pops up.
is missed on the setup.
Yeah, and that's what I tell them. It's all of them. And be super strong. Stand up strong with it. That bar should just almost bounce you. Stand up
And
so
what did I
aggressively strong.
always say? Treat the light weights like the heavy weights, and the heavy weights go
Yeah.
easier.
So if you see any lifter unrack a bar and they round forward a little bit,
You're
or
done.
they breathe out, fuck, game over.
You're done.
Unless they're like
You
some
can't all of a
weirdo.
sudden walk out with a heavy load on your back. No jokes, guys. And expect to be able to set up, reset
Right.
in the right position to get everything set in your body. It's already done. Your body has already absorbed all that and can't retighten to get in the same position.
Yeah, so feeling that's just like we were talking about before Drew got there about getting hit in the face. None of us want to get. It's the
No,
same
we
thing.
don't.
If you're not used to get hit in the face, and you're like, you know what, I'm ready for my first cage fight.
No.
That first time you get hit in the face, and you've never experienced it or felt it.
I mean, that's why you see the people like spin around, you know, like
Now, I've got hit in the face quite a few times, and it was okay.
His mom had a solid left.
But with a frying pan. But when I got kicked in the leg, that was a whole different. Oh fuck no! Oh no! I limped for 3 weeks. I was like, oh no! And then right away, what do I do? I'm backing up. I don't want to get kicked.
Yeah.
That's it. Anything below the neck is painful.
Oh.
Above the neck, I'm not going to feel it. Right? You're going to have to wake me up, but I will feel it.
Yeah.
But dude, below the neck, like
Oh, it was
hitting
so
the body.
brutal.
Oh, and you make sounds that like involuntary sounds.
When someone has a body shot knockout, you're like, oh, that had to
It
hurt.
hurts so bad.
It's the worst.
It's a organ pain.
Yeah, I got hit right on the backside of the knee,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
well, the other one was a calf hit kick.
Yeah, no, especially the calf.
Oh,
And I honestly, is like, do you guys watch my last fight? I mean, it was just pretty much a boxing fight, right? But he hit me with one leg kick, and that was the worst injury I had after the fight. Like, I was limping around for an entire week just because he threw one of these leg guys at me, and I'm like, dude.
Did you try and fire back a leg kick right after that?
Yeah, I was trying to kick his legs.
Yeah, because I was
Because
like,
he's very boxing heavy.
yeah, I was like, I think he's paying him back after.
I was trying to slow him down because he was so fast. Like, we came in with the idea of like, all right, this guy, like, he knocks people out and he's really fast and stuff. And it's like, yeah, he was exactly what we imagined, just fast AF. And then he hit really hard. And I'm like, all right, I got to figure this out now.
This is too bad
And so I got to
combination.
kick him in the legs a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
But I love my,
how did you figure him out? At what point did all of a sudden you like starting to see openings?
so the beautiful thing was the fight happened exactly how we planned it, right? And so what we kind of were working in the gym is like, we've seen this guy, he's knocked out world champions. He's a monster. He's great in the first round. He tends to fade. He generally likes his range, right? So you need to smother it and this and that. But then what we learned was, don't do it too early, because I'm 5'8" and white. I'm not super athletic. I can't do it to him in the first 60 seconds. Like, I don't sprint out the gate. So we had to gather it. And so the crazy part was I have it written down on my phone, what I told myself every day before training, this is what it's going to look like. And when I got into the fight, I'm like, oh, it's happening. It's exactly how we imagined it.
That's cool.
So what we worked on was, we learned an aspect of myself is I'm way too cooperative. I'm anti-confrontational, actually. So I'll tend to get into a rhythm with my opponent, which is going tit for tat, right? And my coach was like, yeah, we don't like that. Can you do, I need you to
Does that mean you end up playing his game sometimes?
Yeah. Yeah. When I talk about really big about you want to feel the ass whoopings and you need to grow from that. Well, I'm a little too encouraged by it. So I'll just get my ass kicked the entire training session and I feel like I want, we did something. And my coach was like, no, we need you to scrap this up. Right. So we came to the terms with be uncooperative. Right? Basically, whatever he thinks, your guys are going to do the exact opposite. I want you to be uncooperative. So we were practicing that. So my coaches were turning it on and off. Fight, work the jab, learn your opponent. All right, next round, now we're going to be uncooperative. We're going to fuck him up a little bit, And that's what we did in the fight. In the first round, I kind of I took the entire round off, just figuring out. Going into the second round, I was like, all right, now you're going to be uncooperative. Stay in his face. And I was like, all right. And so I stayed in his face, but we've already gathered enough information that I was able to dodge his punches. And then the punch I threw, I was surprised as everyone else was. I was like, oh shit, that landed.
Oh shit, that worked. Did you guys see that?
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, so it was just turning the on and off of being cooperative enough to gather information. And the moment I knew we had the information, now we're being uncooperative. I'm going to do everything he doesn't want. Right. And it could have been wrestling, but we didn't make it that far.
Nice. All right, boys. It's been a good talk.
That's cute.
A lot of positive things out there. We got more weigh-ins to do. It's going to be a kick-ass event.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
I mean, coming out of
Super
2
fun.
hernia surgeries, I'm excited to see everyone else do the excessive pushing that I can't do.
Not even a poop.
You gotta just grunt for me because
Yeah.
I can't.
All right, guys. Drew, appreciate you coming to town with us. Ed, it's always
Thanks,
a good
buddy.
time. You guys got anything else? That's it?
Good.
All right, guys. Like, subscribe, share, follow.
You
We'll see
had
you
the
next time.
3 sponsors in the beginning. I need you to throw out again as the exact same energy as you did in the beginning.
Now we're over.
All right.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.